tell me what's going to be the output for this program? What's an output for this program?
Number is even.
Okay, I will get the output as number is even, and then I get a value. The value what I get there is 10. If you want to just give some kind of decorations to the code, you can give either colon or some other type of a convention. Now, this is my first output. Now, let me say I've gone back to the program. I've given or I've just taken some other value called as 17. Can you tell what's going to be the output 2 for the program?
Odd, ma'am.
Number is
Okay, I will be getting the value as number is odd, and the value what I get at display there is 17. Is this program understood or not? All of you understood the program?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now based on the similar line, let me say write a program in Java to find out whether the person is eligible to vote or not. Take a condition, the age of a person should be greater than or equal to 18. Can you just write the code? I'll copy the same code. Let us just modify it. Yeah, can you just write the code here? Slight modification. Write a program to check whether the person is eligible to vote or not. And you can take age of a person should be greater than or equal to 18. So can you tell me what construct I have to use and what is that code I have to just build in? Just anyone can give me quickly so that we can cover more programs. It's a,
class
you
age.
all know.
Class age.
Okay, I will take class instead of age. I will take vote. Now I will assume the person's age is 17 only. Now, what is the construct I have to use? Is it an if or if else or if else if? What condition do you think you can apply to this program?
If else.
If else, okay. So now the test condition which I have to apply here, you have to frame and tell me the logic.
N is greater than or equal to 18, ma'am.
Okay, if instead of n, I will call it as age only. So can you now tell?
Age greater than or equal to 18.
Greater than or equal to 18, then I will display person is eligible to vote. So I won't have this condition. Otherwise, I will say person is ineligible to vote or ineligible, just a condition. Quickly, when I'm executing the code, what should be the name of the file I should take here? What's the name of the class I have given? Name of the class which I have considered here is vote. So the file should be saved with the name called as vote. So I give here javac vote.java. Assuming like the program is free from errors, I wanted to interpret the code. So I give java vote. So now for my output, I have considered here the value as 17. So which part of the code will get executed, whether what I have written in an if condition or what I have written in else condition?
Else condition.
Else condition, because the age is being given as 17 and the condition fails. When the condition fails, automatically the compiler will skip to the else part of the statement block. So I will get an output here as ineligible. Now the second output, let me say I have given 27. Which condition will get executed now, if or else?
If condition, ma'am.
So I will get an output there as person is eligible to vote. So now what you are understanding from these two simple exercises is, whenever you write a program in your examination or test, the way in which you represent the programming subject gives you some mark. Sometimes it may happen you would have written the logic correctly, but you would have missed out the steps involved in execution, and you would have not covered all the outputs which relates to that particular program. That point of time, the examiner will always have a way of deducting the marks. So see to that whenever you're writing a program, you need to write the possibility of an output. You need to give the steps of your executions along with your program. And when you are giving your output, just block it in a form of table. So that is a way in which you can gain some good marks with programming subjects. Okay. Now the third exercise which I would like to give here is write a program to check for the marks obtained by a student with the conditions first condition, if the student has got a marks which is lying between somewhere 35 to 40, let me say I am grading it as E. If a student falls with a value of 40 to 50, I am grading it as D. If a student falls with a category of maybe 50 to 60, I am grading it as C. If a student is falling between 60 to 70, I am grading it as B. The fifth condition, assume like falling between 70 to 80, grade it as A. Lying between 80 to 90, grade it as A plus. Last one, lying between 90 to 100, I grade it as A double plus. So to carry out this, anything less than maybe last condition I'll give less than 30 or 35. I will say student has no grade or failed. So to achieve these conditions, which type of construct do you think you will use in your program?
If and else if. Ma'am.
Okay, is it just an if and else if, or do you think I can also use nested if? Can I make use of a nested if condition to frame this program?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can anyone just tell me the conditions? Assume like the program, I will just give the name as grade.java. I begin the program. So to begin with the program, I need to just make use of public static void main. I give string args. Now I have to have the values which needs to be fixed by me. So can you just give me the declarations of the code? There are values lying between less than 35, of 35 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, and so on. So should I have to have an initialization done here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me what initialization you would like to give. Is the data type integer or float?
Integer.
Okay, integer. Assume like I'm calling it as marks only. So some default I will take. Let me say I have taken a default as 45. Now frame the conditions. I want you to just fill up the actual data. If I keep writing, it's easier, but you will never think. So what condition I should give? I will take if. Yeah, what should I write inside if?
Marks
Okay, if marks
less than 35 and 40
less than 35
and
and marks less than
40.
40. So what is that type of operator you're using here? Are you using a logical operator or are you using a bitwise operator? You're using a symbol called as ampersand. Either I can use the various types of logical conditions to frame this program, or there is a way in which you can even operate with the bitwise conditions. So assuming you're using the condition is if the marks is less than 35 and marks is less than 40, then I will give a print statement stating the marks, the grade, a student has obtained the grade which grade I have given.
E.
I think for 35 to 40, the grade is E. Grade obtained is E. Yeah. Now, tell me what is the next step I have to write.
Else if
Okay, else if the condition marks is less than 40 and the marks is less than 50, then you're having the one more condition which relates to the grade obtained as D. I close this if. Now Can I have one more else statement? Or should I have to have an if else statement inside this condition? Quicker answer. Should I have to use an else if? Once again?
Yes, ma'am.
Else if, ma'am.
Okay, now I think you got the flow. The program in which you are completing is you have to keep repeating the same step using the above conditions which are given. And once you reach the last condition, you can use an else statement and you say like the student has failed. That's how you frame the program for this problem. Now the next question which I can give is write a program to display first 10 natural numbers. Now decide which type of conditional construct you will be using to frame the program, and if you are deciding the construct, you should justify why you opted that.
For loop.
Why did you think like for will give me the answer? Why can't I use while and do while? Okay, the same program, I want you people to just tell me how do I display the first 10 natural number if I am using a while loop? And let me say I will give a class as class, probably a display only I will give. I begin the program. Yeah, now you need to tell. Do I have to have an index variable or a counter variable initialized with some value?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will call randomly. That will be better. Preetham, I want you to give answer. Sadiksha, then Sai Chandana, Ashurjo. I've called these names. Any one of you people just raise your hand and give me the answer to solve this program using the while loop. If you don't say so, it will be marked absent. Chandana? Preetham?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on, Preetham, you know the answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what should I do? Should I have to have an index variable I
Yes,
or
ma'am.
n?
Yeah, I is equal to 0.
Okay, and let me say I have taken I. Do you think I need to have an initialization done?
Yes, 0.
Okay, fine. Then let me say I have used while. While, what is the test condition I have to give?
I is less than or equal to 10.
I less than or equal to 10. What should I do inside this while? Is the display done and then incremented? What am I supposed to do?
Yes, ma'am. Print statement.
Okay,
System dot
system dot out dot
println.
println. I'll just give a value I.
And increment I.
Outside the loop or inside the while?
Inside.
Okay. So I will give I plus plus. Now you can just look the condition. First time when the code is taken, it tests for the condition 0. The value of I is 0. Is 0 less than 10? It is true. If it is true, what happens is whatever I have written inside this code gets executed. So what have I written inside the code? I have just given system.out.println I. The value of I there is 0. Now I gets incremented and the new value of I is 0 plus 1. So I will have a value as 1. It comes to the while condition. Is 1 less than 10? Definitely it is true. If it is true, get an execution done. So I get a value 1 here and I value gets incremented to 2. The condition repeats 2 less than 10, it is true. So it gives me the execution there as 2. So like this, it keeps checking until and unless the condition reaches to the point called as 10. And when 10 is equal to 10, then also I get a display and I value gets incremented to 11, the condition fails. So it automatically comes out of the control. Now the question what I have asked is display the first 10 natural number. Or do you think the natural number begins with 0 or it will begin with 1?
1, ma'am.
So what
No.
should be my condition now? Slight modification to the program. Is an I
equal to
value
1.
initialized to 0 or should I have to take as 1?
1.
1.
I should change the condition with an I value assigned as 1. So now the output for the program when you are executing, you will be getting the value as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the modification to the same program, I would like you to do it with the help of do while. If you have understood this while condition, what's the difference between while and a do while loop? Reframe the same program to display the first 10 natural numbers using do while. Is the initialization same? I will have a same initialization done. Now, instead of while, what I have is I will have a condition do, then you just note the changes. I will have to have the display of a value. So I will give now system.out.println I give the value of I to be incremented by 1. Now you just note the change. I close this bracket. I write a condition while I is less than or equal to 10. I close this loop. What is that you're observing from this simple code? Is the condition being tested at the end of the do, or do I have a condition being tested, pre-tested? It is automatically implying whenever the condition what I am imposing with a while is while I is less than or equal to 10. So that is pre-tested with the while, whereas it takes the form called as post-testing with respect to do while. The other difference which you can notice is whenever we are using a do while loop, I should always end with a semicolon. And here also I get an output as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now, if you have really understood this code, just now tell me, I wanted to display the first 50 natural numbers. Identify what modifications the code should require with both the cases.
Instead of 10, right? 15.
Instead of 10, I should give 50. That's all. Now the last one is for loop. Can you tell the same program to be carried out with respect to the for loop? What changes I have to do? Supposingly, I call the class by the name called as display only. Yeah. I want you to just display the first 10 natural numbers using for loop. I'll take integer I, then quickly
For I is equal to
I equal to
1.
is it 1? Okay, fine. Then I,
I less than or equal to 10.
okay, I
I plus plus.
plus plus. I just give a display. That's all. Okay, either since it's a single for loop, you can skip the opening and the closing bracket. If you have multiple for loop with multiple statements, no, then it's mandate for us to have the opening and the closing brackets accordingly. So now this program also gives me the display of output as 1 to 10 numbers. Now you take up the exercise for home, that is whatever you have got a display done here, first 10 natural numbers, I want you to perform the summation of natural numbers. For example, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, like that till first 10 values. I want you to just use a summation and finally display the sum. That's an exercise. Make use of the same while loop, a do while loop along with a for loop. Write a program in Java to find the sum of all 10 numbers, natural numbers. Either you can use the formula or you can use the iterative step and carry out the program. So the output what you are getting here probably is 55. So the answer what I expect is summation of first 10 numbers. Now the next exercise which I will ask you to do is write a program to maybe I will give if the write a program to just find out or to perform calculative operations using plus, minus, into, divide and modulus. Meaning to say like design a simple calculator. So now identify which programming construct I have to use.
Switch.
Okay, so the identification is switch. I will say like a calculator. I begin the program. I'll do some mistakes. You need to identify what corrections I have to do to this program. Now I have begun the program. I have to have a declaration done. So do you think the menu has to be created here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if the menu has to be created, how do I do it? System.out.println. I will give one or okay, I'll give one for add. I will give two for subtract. I will give three for multiplication, four for division, five for exponent, and six I will call it for exit. Now I give system.out.println, enter your choice. Now I need to read a choice. Whenever you are reading a choice, I have a function by the name called system.in.read. Read or read ln. So here I will have a value being passed. So to capture that value, I need to have a declaration done. I will give here integer ch, which is the choice. I give here ch. Now can you tell me how do I use a switch statement?
Switch into the bracket ch, ma'am.
Okay, switch within bracket ch, then it's a normal C language programming only, but there is a slight modification with syntaxes, that's all. So what should I give?
Case one.
Case. I've given a number. So case 1 I will give. Now I will have to have an entry done. Instead of I making an entry, assume I am assigning a value. A is 10. So automatically I will give here A, comma B, comma C. So here I have taken A as 10, B is 20. I will give a computation of C. C is equivalent to A plus B. I will display the value system.out.println. I'll give C. And that gives me the addition of 10 plus 20. So now one important statement I have to give to terminate the case 1. Which statement is it?
Break.
Okay. The same thing I'll copy. I'll just do it for the difference. Now, can you identify if I wanted the user to enter the value rather than I assign the value? What change I have to do to the code? The user should have a facility of entering a value, like enter the value for A and B. What change I have to do? Quickly.
System.in reading.
Okay, correct. So whenever I am displaying or I am trying to read a value, either I should use an system.in.readln or I have a class called as a scanner class. And making use of that scanner class, I can always use this reading option from the keyboard. So here you can see all the cases I have just written. It's nothing but A into. Similarly, I have for the fourth option. So here you can have the case as 4. It's a division. So I have a last one which is for exponent. So I take here as a 5. What's that I have used here? EXP. So I will give an symbol called as dollar. I have an last option which is exit. So I give here case 6, and this case 6 does not have any conditions. Rather than it is going to make use of one function call by the name called as exit of 0 or 1. So based on that, the condition of the loop gets terminated. And this is the code which you can hold it for designing a simple calculator using switch statement. Now in the next class, anyway, some simple exercises I have given. I will frame some set of exercises, give you as an assignment covering both module 1 and 2. So from Monday onwards, I'll be starting over with the next module, and that's nothing but classes and objects. Thank you all. I'll halt at this time.